Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's joint broadcast between DAF Media and NCTV featuring the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. I'm Ethan Bonner alongside Michael McCormack. And Michael, these teams faced off on April 12th, where Darien ended up pulling away 3-2 in a really tight game. And obviously now that the Rams have Nolan McLaughlin back, who's one of their star players as a sophomore, he's now in the starting lineup to try and help boost the Rams to get the win over Darien. Darien is sitting at 8-1 currently, with the New Canaan Rams sitting at 5-4. What can you expect today in today's rematch?
Today I think in today's rematch we're going to see a really, really good match today. Darien, since that New Canaan win, has dropped only one set this whole time, so I think it might be a really good game today.
And obviously, New Canaan is coming off of a skid. They started the season out 3-0, but now they had losses back-to-back against Darien, West Hill Staples, and West Hill once again. And their only wins since facing Darien has been Fairfield Ward and Bridgeport Central, where they won 3-0 both times. So I think that's going to play an important factor here, as Darien hasn't lost a game since their season opener against Simsbury. So let's see how they come out here. And I think star players, what do you have for Darien?
I have Thomas Herget, the sophomore, his brother at BYU, star player last year. He wanted to take over his legacy, and he's proving it today.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas is Herget's brother. He's a D1 star playing for BYU Volleyball. And Thomas Herget now is a sophomore, one of the most important players for this Darien lineup. And on New Canaan's side, obviously, you have the crowds going crazy now. Fletcher Heron and Benji Sturkey, both the senior captains, going to play important roles here today. We are underway here from the Darien High School main gym as Ford gets the early spike. Let's go off the hands of Ho, and the Darien Blue Wave gets the first point of the game. Griffith Kraus up to serve here. Set by Nolan McLaughlin, up for Sturkey, and it's off the arms of Rudy Ford, and that's the point for New Canaan.
Yeah, that's a great kill there. Couldn't really stop that. It had a lot of speed on it.
And obviously the power that all of these players have, especially from Sturkey, Heron, Herget, and Ford. All four of these players were just dominant in their first matchup. Let's see how they bring it on towards today. DeGraff's kill attempt is blocked there by the senior captain, Fletcher Heron.
What a block there, oh my God. DeGraff, first year senior, looked really big. That was a really good block by New Canaan there.
Masick up to serve again. It's going to go hit the top of the net and right into the arms of the sophomore Dylan Ho. One of the major points that we made last broadcast between these two teams, we talked about the errors that the teams made in these later sets. They've got to be able to limit them if they want to try and pull out a win today. Saved by Ford, set to, saved by Heron there. Park, other side, and it's just going to be caught by Ford. They're going to give the point to Darien there. I think one of the New Canaan players touched the net.
Like you said, errors. Can't have a lot of errors today, just like last time, New Canaan went up 2-0 early, and I think that those errors cost them that game.
Sturkey just going to have to give a safe one over to Darien here as Ford sets it for Kraus. Light one, easy for McLaughlin. Heron on his second attempt. That's also blocked, and he's going to tip it all the way past that back line, and Darien starting off solid, up 4-2.
Herget and DeGraff there blocking that shot. Herget looks really small, but he has a really big vert. And I mean, it's huge.
And Ford's serve is going to hit right in the middle of the net there. 1-1. It's been one time for each team that the serve has just hit the net. They've got to be able to limit those. It's going to set up the sophomore Dylan Ho now. Powerful serve there by Ho. Ford's able to recover it there. And that's number 22, Liam Hall, who went for the block attempt on Herget. Instead, just goes out on the near side. Another point there for the Blue Wave.
They look for Herget on that outside all the time. So I think if you're New Canaan, you really got to watch that.
McLaughlin gets the easy save there. Sturkey on that near side. Kraus to Ford to Herget. And that's not going to get over the net. Wonky angle there for Thomas Herges. He's not able to capitalize there, and the Rams going to get the serve back.
Yeah, that's not a good set by Ford there. You know, he apologized to Herget after that, and they're going to carry it on to the next point.
Senior captain here, Benji Sturkey behind the line. Ford gets low and gets it there. It's Carnival, gets it over the net. And it's going to be a block. It's going to be off the hands of the Rams, and it's going to give the point to the Blue Wave.
You know, another sophomore there. They look, you know, there's a lot of sophomores that step up in these roles for Darien. You know, it looks that we have 3 seniors who really carry this team, but also sophomores are a big deal too.
And obviously here, if you're a younger player for both these teams, you got to be able to bring on that potential there, as Buchanan's going to force another error there, and the Blue Wave extend their lead to 3, 7-4.
You know, Canaan having little errors here. Can't have these early in the match, or else it's going to carry on Darien's way.
Soft serve there, easily recovered there by Sturkey. Hode and McLaughlin on that far side. And welcome back, Nolan McLaughlin. He wasn't there on that first matchup versus Darien, but he makes his presence known right away, getting that kill. No Blue Wave player was able to stop that.
That's a great spike there. You know, McLaughlin, he's going to have an effect on this game, not being in the first meeting between these 2 teams. Darien's going to have to find a way how to stop him.
McLaughlin gets the save there, and Masick isn't able to tip it over. Another careless mistake there by the Rams. That's going to cost them. Now they're down back 3.
You know, I think he should have passed it there to McLaughlin, who was looking for another spike.
Here's the sophomore standout, Thomas Herget. And that serve is going to hit the net. A lot of power underneath that. That power took too much control there, as the Rams are going to get the ball back. And we have our first substitution here. Mason Parks is going to come in for Liam Hall. Gross sets it up for Ford, and it's off the arms of Pabon, and he cannot get that back up. Instead, it just goes right under the net to the Darien side.
It's a great spike there from Ford. You know, that had a lot of speed on it. That looked like it was going to be unstoppable to stop.
Carnival now is behind the line here for the Blue Wave. Get it over, McLaughlin sets it up. Instead, it's going to go over the net there. And there's DeGraff, who's just using his height there, as the Rams, they pay the price by sitting on a small lineup with Heron sitting on the bench. DeGraff gets his hands on it first and gets the point for Darien.
You know, just like you said, DeGraff uses his height there to block that shot. You know, DeGraff's going to use his height all the time if he has the chance to.
Sturkey gets it to Ho. Masick is set up, and it is in. What a kill there by Chris Masick, the junior. Here's Nolan McLaughlin now behind the line. So he gets it. Herget saves it. Now it's Ford on the near side. Buchanan able to recover here as Ho sets it up for Sturkey. It's also hit the air. Hits the light on the ceiling there as Ford. His spike is going to go wildly past that back line, and Buchanan's going to get the point.
This is Darien's point. Oh, they gave it off the touch, it looks like.
I think they're going to give it off a deflection there off the Rams. And obviously the first matchup they had, it was just dead even all the way to the very end until Darien pulled away. Sturkey, back-to-back kills in that near corner for the Rams. No Blue Wave player in sight. Another point.
You know, going back to that last play with the light, you know, this is a really small gym. It has a really small roof. You know, just New Canaan is not really big, so that might be a factor today in today's match.
And now you have Fletcher Heron and Benji Sturkey back in for the Rams. And you talk about using height. This junior for New Canaan, Saya Akavaramu, he hasn't been able to play for these past couple of weeks here, but hopefully he'll get back into it closer towards the end of the regular season here. So we're going to have a discussion here between the referee and the scoring table. I think we had a little mishap here because they didn't give the point back to Darien once that ball hit the light. score is going to be set now to 11-8. The Blue Wave up 3 here early on the Rams. Ford saves it, Kroos. Now over to number 2, Sebastian Patros. And it's going to be off a deflection off the Rams, and the Blue Wave is going to get another point here.
You know, a lot of deflections here early, you know. I think Darien's trying to go towards the lighter kills, you know, not trying to hit the ball as hard as they can over the net.
We've seen a lot early so far this game that they've been going towards that near side. We haven't seen it much on that far side. I think they prefer it so they can just angle it better. As Ford is going to get right over the net and into the chest of McLaughlin here. And that ball is right behind the whole broadcast setup there. Point for New Canaan, 12-9. Darien up 3. Dylan Ho is going to be set up for the serve. And one of the most powerful servers here, Dylan Ho, the sophomore, lining it up here for the Rams. He's got a bright future here. So he's got 2 more years left with this team and the program.
A little too much power there on the serve.
Too much power there. We've seen that a couple of times between Herget and now Ho. That's going to set up number 22, Jackson Miller, the sophomore, for Darien. Devon gets it. Ho with the set. Sturkey with the kill. And it was out too far on that far sideline. And we're going to have a timeout here for the New Canaan Rams as they want to take time to talk things over here, down 5 early. What have we seen here so far, Michael?
You know, Darien's dominating early. You know, Darien's all gas, no brakes right now. New Canaan needs to figure out what's going on, and what they're doing wrong, like how they could force Darien to maybe play little mind games, you know. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And we saw in this first matchup between both these teams just how powerful like the kills were from both sides, and the deciding factor of that game was who can get more saves. And we saw New Canaan, there were on that third set, there was 63 total points played, and every single one of those points, Darien won the first of the best of 2, and then New Canaan tied it back up. And New Canaan was able to do that because of all the saves they had, but so far in this game, we haven't really seen that as the score reflects it, 14-9. Both teams break the huddles here, as we know how important this game is for both the New Canaan Rams and the Darien Blue Wave. Obviously, Darien not wanting to break their 8-game winning streak. Meanwhile, the New Canaan Rams first want to get revenge on the Blue Wave after they lost to them on April 12th. They want to get back to their winning ways. They haven't really gotten their way as they're 2-6 in their past 6 or 2-4 in their past 6 games. See if they can get back on track here. It's off the fingertips of Vaughn. McLaughlin just has to give it back to the Blue Wave. And the tip there by Liam Hall is going to go just outside the line. Another point for the Blue Wave. Ho is able to save it there. So that ball almost went over the net. Good recognition there by Sturkey McLaughlin, realizing that ball was going to go past the black line, and the Rams finally hit double digits.
You know, he tried to get that ball over after 3, you know. Well, it would have been a point anyways, but Bryce just tried to force it, try to get it into the corner, but went a little too far.
Senior captain here, Benji Sturkey. Also one of the other powerful servers on this team there. Kraus sets it up for Herget, and that's in. Nothing you can do about that. The power that Herget has underneath it, it's just incredible.
You know, Herget just plays like his brother. Herget with a big spike. He has a lot of speed on that, a lot of jump in his legs, you know. He can really get above the net there, so he has 2 years left on this team. I would love to see if he could get like a state championship or FCIAC championship under his belt.
And both Trevor and Thomas Herget, they're also both football players, as this isn't even their main sport. They're both wide receivers for their football team. And Herget brings his athleticism here as the Rams just win that point to cut it down to 5. Libero here, Dylan Pavon. Gets it over, hits the net, and falls over. Good recognition there by Kroos to save it as Ho sets it up for Hall. Tries to put it in that gap, doesn't get it over. Sturkey. Ho. McLaughlin, the soft one there, and on the floor goes number 13, Jack Wheeler, as he's not able to save it. Another point for the Rams.
You know, Darien was not giving up until that ball hit the floor. You know, Darien loves to give all their effort all the time.
Soft serve there by Pavon, saved by the Blue Wave. And that ball is out. Pavon just tried to avoid that, almost hit him in the head. Good move there by Pavon to let that ball go out. 16-13, Rams have won 3 straight.
I mean, if that ball was coming right at me, I'd be ducking.
I would be too. He's got a lot of power underneath it there as Pavon. That's in. The first ace of the game belongs to the Rams and the junior Dylan Pavon. Herget thought that was going out, and he just let that go behind him. Instead, the Rams get their 4th straight point.
Only a 2-point game now.
Pavon hits in the same spot. This time it's hit by Herget. And cheeky play there by the senior captain, Griffith Kroos. And he gets the ball back for Darien and Thomas Herget.
You know, he might start doing that a little bit more. So New Canaan's going to expect that a little bit more now.
Sophomore Herget now. He hit the net on his first serve attempt there. This time it's over and right into the arms of Sturkey. Ho, McLaughlin, and Herget's not able to get under it. Nolan McLaughlin making his presence known there as he does the LeBron celebration. Man, is he happy to be back with this team. So we have a substitution here as Liam Hall takes a break here, and Mason Park subs in. Easy there for Ford, and he's going to get the kill attempt. And it's deflected there by Dylan Ho. And the Blue Wave are going to increase the lead there back to 3.
And that got tipped there and looked like it was probably not too close to being out.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at all there. I think it came off of Ford's hand a little weird, and Ho wasn't expecting that. Sturkey to Ho, back to Sturkey there. And that was out. No Blue Wave player reacted to that one there, as Sturkey had a little error there. That's going to cost him another point, 19-15. Blue Wave holding on strong. Carnival serve saved by McLaughlin there. Massick's kill attempt also saved there. Park, Ho, McLaughlin, and right to the feet of Carnival. And that's 3 kills this set for the sophomore Nolan McLaughlin, who is happy to be back, and I think his teammates are too. 19-16.
You know, he's really making an impact here. You know, I think he might be the impact that New Canaan's been missing.
Soft serve there by McLaughlin there. Ford's going to get a kill attempt. Good save there by Kroos. Just behind the back there by Ford to give it to New Canaan here. Sturkey's going to get the kill attempt. And right in between 3 Blue Wave players, and the Rams are clawing back slowly in this first set. The New Canaan bench getting really hyped now. They have the momentum here as McLaughlin. Save there by Kroos, and you talked about it there. Kroos did it again, the little just push shot on that second time. There it is again, 20 points for the Blue Wave, 17 for the Rams.
You know, I did go to a couple games last year. I saw him do it at least a couple of times each game. It was pretty impressive, so New Canaan's got to expect that now.
It's a little change of pace there every time he does that there. Sturkey gets the kill there as both DeGraff and Petros couldn't get the block there as they both went up for it. 20-18. Massick serve saved there by Ford. Kroos. And the kill attempt there by Petros goes way past that block line there, and the Rams cut it to within 1.
Just a little bit too much power there from Petros. You know, Darien's got to get back to where they were before.
Kroos sets it for Ford. It's back on the Darien side. Herget sets it up for Ford again on that far side. And he tried playing a soft one there. It doesn't even reach the net. The Rams have tied it up. And they could potentially get their first lead here as the Blue Wave call a timeout.
Canaan has all the momentum right now. There's no stopping them right now. So Darien needs to call a timeout, and Coach Luerso needs to talk over it with his team.
I mean, since the score was 20-17, that Rams bench was getting on their feet and hype there. And one narrative that I kept bringing up the first time that these two teams met earlier this month was that the team that started off the set up, they stuck through and won every single set. And that stayed true throughout every single set. And Darien obviously did that 3 times. New Canaan only did that twice, which meant Darien beat New Canaan 3-2. So far, we've seen Darien start out strong, but now New Canaan is clawing back. I wonder if that narrative is going to change today as the Rams know what's on the line here. New Canaan breaks their huddle along with Darien here. Chris Masick behind for the serve here. Masick gets it over there. Saved by Ford. Kroos back to Ford. I think that was out. They're going to say that was in. I thought from my angle that looked out there, but Blue Wave are going to get called for the point there. Clutch point there.
The ref wasn't too sure, so they had to make sure with the line judge. He said it was in. These line judges aren't actually real certified refs, so I don't really know what they see, so.
Oh, sets up for McLaughlin, who just plays it right in front of that Darien semicircle there, formed by all the players there. Dylan Ho gets the serve now as New Canaan has tied it back up. 21 apiece as Park takes a seat here for Hall. Oh, serve saved there by Ford as Herget's going to get the kill attempt. Soft one there, easy for McLaughlin. Sturkey with the kill, and it's right at the left foot of Kroos. And New Canaan has its first lead of the set at 22-21. What a they just clawed back there.
They never say die Rams, They always seem to crawl back into every single sporting event.
And the Blue Wave, they were down 2-1 in sets against Darien. Their first matchup, they ended up winning 3-2. So I expect Darien to not lose it step for step here. As Kroos did that little just push shot for the 3rd time. He's 3 for 3, and that is killing the Rams. 22 apiece. Libero for the Blue Wave, Jackson Miller. Heron off the net, and it's going to be given to the Blue Wave as Carnival did not touch it on that block attempt. It's a big point here for the Blue Wave. Miller again. Soft serve there, saved by Pavon. Ho for Sturkey on that near side, staying on Darien as Cruz sets it up for Herget. And it's right in between 5 Rams players. Good recognition there by Herget, who gives them a 2-point lead, 24-22.
But what a block by Herget to set up that kill for himself.
Set point here for the Blue Wave. Miller to Pavon. Ho sets it up for Sturkey. A little bit of a weird set there. Kind of works out for the Rams as Herget's going to try and get the kill attempt there. And it's blocked by both the senior captains on the Rams.
Herget really wanted that one. He went all the way back to go get that one.
Let's look at that replay there.
It's a really great block.
Heron and Sturkey both getting up there. Is now Sturkey behind the line here, trying to tie this game up and force the win by 2 situation. Save there by Herget. He's going to get the kill attempt there. And it's slammed down by the other senior captain, Fletcher Heron. Both of them making big plays in these last 2 points, as now we are back in that win by 2 situation.
Miscommunication there, it looked like from Darien.
Sturkey Canaan works out from hits the net, rolls over. Herget's going to get the kill attempt there. Saved by McLaughlin and in behind the New Canaan bench. And the Blue Wave get the point there, 25-24.
Jack Wheeler enters the game for Darien.
Jack Wheeler enters the game, and he's behind the line to serve here for this set point. Soft one there, pushed up by McLaughlin. Pavon sets it up for McLaughlin. And the block there by Cruz and Carnival gives the set to the Blue Wave. 1-0, that is crucial.
You know, Darien looked like they were going to give up that set. But, you know, Darien crawled themselves back into it. New Canaan tied it back up. You know, this is going to be a really good match. We're going to take a little break here. DAF Media is a joint foundation between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org/donate. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.
Welcome back here to the Darien High School main gym. I'm Ethan Bonner alongside Michael McCormack. And before we start this second set, I just want to thank our crew, as this is a DAF and NCTV joint broadcast. We try and stream all the New Canaan Darien matchups together here. Just want to thank Joseph and Kenny Arun Tigwe on camera and replay, Thomas Erebar as our producer, John Frieders on camera, Andrew Maslow on graphics. I'm Ethan Bonner, and obviously Michael McCormack, both of your commentators today. We want to thank also our DAF advisor, Damian Andrews, and our NCTV advisor, Roman Cebulski, as without them, these broadcasts would not be able to function as well as they do here. Blue Wave take the first set, 26-24, and we knew coming into this that New Canaan was going to back down here, as these matchups are always super close. And you just saw in that first set there, Michael, it went to the win by 2, 26-24. Darien pulled away. What do we want to see here in this second set?
Yeah, you know, early New Canaan made a lot of errors. But towards the back end of that set, you know, they were everything started to click, you know. So Darien needs to be ready for all those late surges from New Canaan.
New Canaan gets the first point in this set here. Masik's going to get the first serve for the Rams. Ford. Save there by Ford. Kroos just hits it over there. McLaughlin to Ho. Near side, Sturkey. Herget saves it on the floor there. Kroos is going to set up on that far side to Ford. And we're going to have a net violation there on that block attempt by Ho. Blue Wave gonna get the second point, 1-1. Gross.
Oh.
Second ace of the game belongs to the Blue Wave there as Griffith Gross hits it on that back central part. No Rams were there.
You know, that was miscommunication there again from Canaan. That was clearly in. I don't know how they thought that was out, but
Gross saved there by McLaughlin. Ho, far kill attempt there by Sturkey, and he's gonna get it there. He was on that yellow line far away as he went up for the kill, and he got it. What a play there by the senior captain, as now Ho is gonna be behind the line for the serve. Park is gonna sub out here, and Liam Hall is gonna sub in. Hit up by Ford. He's going to get it back there. Heron gets his hands on it. Cruz did that cheeky push shot. Heron was ready that time. And Ford hits it right in between Hall and Ho, and they were not communicating well enough. They could not get it.
you know, Griffin tried that little cheeky move. It's his first time he hasn't gotten successful. So looks like Connecticut's gone onto it.
Ford, and that's going to go way past that back line there, and that's the first serve of the second set. That is not going to be playable there. 3-3 game. We haven't had a team slightly pull away yet, as that's a common trend we've seen. Let's see when that happens. Here is now Sturkey is going to be up for the serve. And there it is. They just returned the favor back. That serve by Sturkey is going to go over the back line, and the ball is going to be given back to the Blue Wave.
Back-to-back miscues there. It's very uncommon from both these teams.
Great serve there by Miller. And the cherry on top there by the sophomore Thomas Herget with the kill to no man's land. What a play there by the Blue Wave.
You know, they just set Herget up to finish that point off.
Ooh. A lot of power underneath that one. And now we have Miller again. And that's out there. The third serve in 9 points that has gone over the back line. 2 by the Blue Wave, 1 by the Rams. And now Pavon, he's going to be behind the line for the serve for the Rams. Wow. What have we seen so far? 4 serving miscues there. 2 by each team, 6-4. The Blue Wave holding strong here. They're up. Substitution here. Number 2, Petros, the senior captain. He's going to be subbed out for the junior, Jack Wheeler. Serve saved by Sturkey. He's going to get the kill attempt. Great play by Ford as he's going to have to hit it over, and it does not get there. That was a tough play there by Ford. And the Rams are going to cut the Blue Wave lead down to 1 as Hall subs out again for Park. Wow. 5 serving miscues in 12 points. Very rare by both these teams, and we haven't seen that much there. Now it's 7-5 with Thomas Herget serving. Wow, that was powerful there. It's saved by Sturkey. Into the arms there of Wheeler, and Ford's going to get set up there. Soft one there, and Sturkey isn't able to lay out for it. Great play there by the Blue Wave. So now it's 8-5 with the largest lead of the set being 3.
You know, just like we saw last set, Darien starts off really strong, and then they start to fall back and give New Canaan a little bit of an edge. But towards the back end of the set, Darien starts to pull away. I want to see what happens with this one.
Powerful serve there by Herget once again. Saved by New Canaan. And Nolan McLaughlin returns the favor.
My goodness.
Ooh. He released some anger out of that one there. Obviously, Nolan McLaughlin played a key role in that first set there. he gets another kill added to his name early in the second set. Cruz has to run for it as Ford gets it, and it was tipped by Masick. McLaughlin wasn't able to dive for it, and the Blue Wave get the ball back.
McLaughlin went full out, all effort there. Oh, I like to see that player bottom of the line.
It's going to be Rafael Carnival, the sophomore. Pavon doesn't really settle it down for the Rams there as Massey just has to tap it over. Far kill attempt there by Herget. And McLaughlin didn't really move. I thought maybe he was going to get it, but I think the tip by Ho at the net kind of just got him off balance there. And the Blue Wave, they're going to increase their lead here now with a 4, 10-6. Another miscue there by the Rams. Pavon couldn't recover that serve there as that just went right towards the scores table. 11-6 now.
Now we talked about these errors. Can't be happening. New Canaan's being on the back end of these errors, which is hurting them a lot.
Just another freebie here for the Blue Wave. As it's going to give it, as they're going to get it there. We're going to have a timeout here for the Rams, as Coach Warren wants to talk things over, and we've seen a lot of errors from the Rams. We've seen 5 serving miscues. We've seen a lot of return serve attempts just not happen. And now it's 12-6 early in this second set now.
You know, I think Coach Warren's talking to her team, saying, you know, we got to calm down. I know Darien has all the momentum right now, but, you know, we just got to turn this game around. We did this last set, you know. Darien's going to start falling a little bit. So I think we got to start pressuring them a little bit more.
And obviously, you just look at both programs and the coaches, and just the coaching comparison between the Darien coach, Laurie LaRusso, and the head coach for the New Canaan Rams, Amy Warren. Amy Warren started coaching the girls this fall, and she's been coaching the boys like for a few years now. And obviously, you don't want to count out either of these coaches because they can make adjustments really quick. And you talk just about LaRusso and how she got the Gold Key Award last season, state champions. They had a win streak of 76 games, which remains the second best in state history behind Stables' 101, which I don't think will ever be broken. And Darien has won the past 16 matchups for New Canaan. It's crazy how successful this program is here.
It's insane. A little bit confused.
I think what they're discussing here is that Carnival was just dropping the ball just in front of the line so that he can reset his serve there. The Rams, I thought that it was a point for them. Instead, Carnival's going to get a second attempt here. Ho, Sturkey on the near side. Little soft one there. Isn't saved up there. Good play there by the Rams.
Yeah, this is where New Canaan has to start their momentum right now. You know, you gotta not let Darien score any more points here so you can tie this game back up.
And obviously in that first set, New Canaan clawed back late in that first set, getting the lead at one point at 22-20. Good effort there by Masick, who sets up Sturkey. And the block attempt by the Blue Wave isn't successful, and the Rams get 2 straight points and cut the Blue Wave lead down to 4. Masick, short serve there. And that's going to be a Darien point there. New Canaan celebrated, I think, thinking that ball was out. That just stayed in there.
They still thought it was out. At least the coach did.
Yeah. No reaction there by Coach Warren. Maybe she thinks it's right, because usually if she knows something is wrong, she would be arguing with the ref right now here. It's Kroos. Line drive to Pavon there. Sturkey's going to get the kill attempt there. And it is blocked by the senior captain, Petros. That set looked a little bit funny there, as Sturkey wasn't able to get full power underneath it, and that was just easy for the Blue Wave. High arcing serve there by Kroos. McLaughlin sets Sturkey. I think that was going out. Herget ended up saving it, though. Petros gets it over. Ho. Punch shot there by Sturkey. Gets 2 Darien players on the ground. And the powerful hands of Thomas Herget gives the Blue Wave another point. Blue Wave starting to pull away now, 15-8. Gross gets to McLaughlin, up to Ho, now for Sturkey.
Great dig.
Great dig there by Jackson Miller there. As on the second effort, Fletcher Herring gets the Rams a well-needed point there. Incredible dig there by the libero, though, Jackson Miller. And Dylan Ho. Soft shot there, saved by Ho. Sturkey taps it over Herget to Kroos on that far side, and Ford's kill attempt is going to go out on that far side, and the Rams have reached the 10-point mark.
You know, it looked like Darien wanted a touch there.
This is where the Rams started to claw back in that first set. Let's see if they can do it again, and this time pull away. Short serve there by Ho. He's got Herget sliding, and Ford gets the kill for the Blue Wave. That was all set up there by the sophomore Thomas Herget.
It's a great dig by Thomas Herget.
What a play there by the Blue Wave. 16-10. Ford, McLaughlin, set up for Herron, and there it is. The whole Rams bench stands up there as Herron gets a well-needed point for the Rams. Now it's going to set up the senior captain, Benji Sturkey, who's going to try and spark a run for his teammates. Great serve there, recovered there by Herget. Now he's going to get the kill attempt, and that was in. Just on that near side, it split Pavon and Sturkey. No one was getting into that one. 17-11 now. Let's have a little break here. I think they were trying to look for a ball. Think we're all set now as Miller is behind the line for the Blue Wave. The serve's going to roll right over the net. Set up by Ho for Herron, whose kill attempt is recovered there. Great play there by Petros to keep it alive for the Blue Wave. Oh. And what a play there by Herget. Blue Wave never die. They are staying in it. What a point we've seen. Sturkey, there it is. It took a while, but the Rams get a well-played point.
You know, the Rams need to go on a little run here.
Let's see here now. 2 straight points here as Pavon now up to serve for the Rams. And that ball is going to go flying towards the baseline. And that's just another critical error there for the Rams that you just don't want to give to the Blue Wave, who've just been such a dominant team so far this season. Ho. A little bit of a wonky set there as that ball landed right in front of the net. McLaughlin wasn't able to get underneath it. The Blue Wave are starting to pull away now, 19-12. And I don't think that when the Blue Wave have gone up 2-0, they've never lost a match.
I don't think so.
So that narrative could very well stay true here if they can just get 6 more points before the Rams get 12. A substitution here, Liam Hall again, coming out for Mason Park. So let's see if now he can spark a run. The Rams obviously do not want to fall 2-0. They started in their first matchup up 2-1 in sets, where the Blue Wave ended up clawing back. It's going to be a way tougher road if they start out 2-0. And there's another point for the Blue Wave, 20-13. They are taking over. Too much power underneath that one for Herges. That one's going to hit right in the middle of the net there. And the Rams catch a much-needed break there from the hot Blue Wave there. McLaughlin plays it safe there. Ford gets the dig easily. Pavon, saved by Masick. It's going to hit the ceiling. They're going to play through it now. Sturkey's attempt saved there by Kroos. It's back to Sturkey. And that's going to be a point for the Rams there off the tip of the Blue Wave. And they are starting to claw back here. They're only down 5. See if they can keep continuing this run here, led by Noah McLaughlin. Cruz plays that little push shot deeper this time. There's another point for the Rams. They are clawing back slowly as Sturkey gets another kill added to his name.
Here come the Rams.
McLaughlin again plays it right into the arms of Ford. Cruz sets up Ford. What are they going to say here? Net violation. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be. Another error there by the Rams. Their run has now come to an end as Carnival, he's going to step behind the line to try and seal the deal for the Blue Wave. Only 4 points separating the Blue Wave from having a 2-0 lead on the Rams. As Sturkey almost gets the kill, saved there by the Blue Wave as Ford right into the arms of Park. Sturkey just has to play a gimme there to Herget. Bruce on that far side to Ford. Diving effort there by McLaughlin doesn't work out. And the Blue Wave are only 3 points away.
You know, it looked like Herget jumped in front of Rafa there.
Yeah, good point there. I didn't think Herget was going to be the one getting to that. I think DeGraff was closer to that. Said Herget played it well. I think we're going to have a violation there. Couldn't necessarily tell what they called it on, but there was no complaints there by that New Canaan bench. They knew they did something wrong. Oh, to Sturkey. Saved there by Cruz. Now it's going to be set up for Herget as that ball's going to go flying behind the back line. And the Rams aren't giving up just yet. 23-17.
No, the Rams got to go now if they want to win this set and get back in the game.
Chris Masick now. Junior for the Rams. Just going to play conservative here. Herget sets it up for number 17, junior Jack Wheeler, as he puts the Blue Wave in set position now. Here goes Griffith Kroos, trying to seal the deal here for the Blue Wave and put him up 2-0. And there it is. Pavon isn't able to hit it up, and Griffith Kroos closes the second set for the Blue Wave.
No, that was all Darien that set. I don't think Buchanan had any side of that set. You know, Darien needs to carry this momentum into the next set and hopefully close this game out and shut the Rams out and win this game.
This was a way different story the first time they met. At this point, they were tied 1-1, and the Rams ended up winning that third set. And I think so far the narrative has carried on that just whichever team dominated early in that set, they stuck with it and ended up winning the set. Buchanan hasn't really done much early in these sets, but at the end they try to claw back, just isn't enough. Let's see if they can try and pull away here in set 3.
We'll take a short break here. We'll be right back.
And we welcome you back here. 15 seconds left until we are underway here. Set 3, live from the Darien High School main gym. This is a whole different story compared to the first time they were meeting. The Blue Wave currently sitting 2-0 in sets. And this time, back in the New Canaan High School main gym on April 12th, the Rams had this set tied 1-1, and they ended up winning this third set. Let's see if the Blue Wave can sweep the Rams here, as they don't want to give them any sort of momentum in case this does head into a fourth set.
You know, the Rams really need to win this set here, like you said. The fourth set, like, being down 2-0, I know it's going to be rough, but it's a tough road ahead. But if they get this third set, you know, they might have a little bit of momentum going into that fourth set.
And the Rams are never backing down, as you just hear the stomping on the bleachers here, as they want to try and get something going. Bavon hits it up, diving effort there by Ho, just gives the chance for McLaughlin, just give it back to the Blue Wave. The tip ball there by Masick, and Sturkey gives the Blue Wave the first point of the set.
You know, nothing you can do there. It's just a great set there by the Darien team.
1-0 here in the narrative that whichever team leads early continues its dominance there.
What they called?
Oh, man. I think number 20 there, Chris Masick, I think he had his foot stepped over the line there, or he ended up touching the net by accident. Either way, it's a careless error there by the Rams as they start early 2-0. Gross sets up for Ford on the near side. The tip shot recovered, and it's going to be a net violation there by Ford, who tried recovering his feet. The Rams don't want to fall too far behind here. So that's what happened in the second set. They weren't able to claw back like they did in that first set. Masick gets it for Ford. Cruz sets it back to him. Saved by the Rams. Ho, he just pulled a Cruz. He just shoved it over on that second attempt there. That's a little error there by Petros, who's not able to get it over there as the Rams tied up.
Looks like he just lost it on his hand and went right back down to his feet.
Masick gets it forward, recovers, Cruz back to Ford again. Park just going to have to play a gimme over to the Blue Wave, and what a set there by Cruz. And we're going to have a net violation. Yeah. By number 2, back-to-back errors on back-to-back points there by Sebastian Petros, the senior captain. The Rams have their first lead of the set. Masick, Ford yet again recovers it. The Rams were ready there for that cheeky play there by Cruz. And Sturkey's kill attempt is going to get it as number 5, Lucas DeGraff's block attempt just goes right out the line. 4 straight points for the Rams here as Masick is just going to give the ball right back to the Blue Wave.
You know, that kills for New Canaan. You know, you can't have these errors being down 2-0.
They had a lot of momentum there as they just won 4 straight points. Now Ford is going to try and get a chance here to get the Blue Wave back into it. Oh. And there it is. The Rams and the Blue Wave just trade points there. It's a very rare error there that we've seen from Bryce Ford today, as now he's going to give it back to Ho, who has been very well on serve so far. Gotten Darien off their feet. And that ball went out. That ball went out on that far sideline. That's 3 straight serving errors by both teams combined. Now it's the sophomore Jackson Miller here for the Blue Wave. McLaughlin to Heron. And he got up there. Fletcher Heron. What a play there.
That's just unstoppable. My God.
Fletcher Heron, also a basketball player. He carries that athleticism from the winter to the spring here to help his volleyball teammates, and he displayed it there as Kroos gets it over on that third play there. Sturkey, great dig there by Kroos. So Herget just gets it over. Heron finally finishes off the point for the Rams. And you see now the Rams are huddling up before every point. They want to hype each other up, and so far they're doing a great job. 7-4. Going to try and avoid the sweep here. Great dig there by Miller, and Carnival wasn't able to get up high enough, and that gave the Rams free entry to that ball and an early timeout there by the Blue Wave.
Momentum with the Rams right now. I mean, Darien's got to calm down a little bit. Buchanan's does not want to leave.
And obviously New Canaan's fired up right now, but still that scoreboard still says 2-0 in sets. So they've got to keep playing the way they're playing if they want to try and get themselves back into this game here. 8-4. The Blue Wave are down. We've seen some mistakes by both teams early in the set. And now you hear the fans from New Canaan just stomping on that bleacher. Everything is shaking in here as they know what's on the line here between this rivalry, and they know what happened in their first meeting. Let's see if they can avoid the sweep here and possibly start a comeback.
You know, Canaan's side, it's only filled with parents, but they're acting like a student section a little bit.
Yes, they are. Especially in an away game. You don't typically see that from the away team.
Not at all.
But this rivalry is just everything for both these towns, and it's just displayed all through all of the high school sports. As we are back here as Sturkey got Hergen on the floor, and the Rams keep rolling there as Cruz try to set it backwards. Instead, it just goes over the net and out of bounds. Powerful serve there by Sturkey as Kroos gets it to Ford, and his kill attempt hits the net. He was so far backed up as Sturkey put so much power underneath that. I don't think Miller was ready for that. And so now if the narrative stays true, the Rams should win this set here. They start up early. Can they finish it? And that's an ace there by Benji Sturkey. The third one of the game. 2 for the Rams, 1 for the Blue Wave.
He should have let that go. That looked like it was going out.
Ooh, man.
It's a killer.
Error there by the Blue Wave as now the Rams have the biggest lead in any set so far today, 7. Ford gets it to Cruz as Hergy just has to play a soft one there.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness, the foot play there by Fletcher Heron. Oh, it's going to be denied, though, by Carnival. He had to let out some anger there. But what a play there by Fletcher Heron. I haven't seen that all season. Soft serve there, played easily by McLaughlin. Heron not able to get it over the net there as the Blue Wave, they're not backing out just yet. They were down 11-4. They're only down 11-6 now.
Starting to crawl back into this one.
That's Wheeler with the serve, and now McLaughlin played a little soft one there. That may have been a double tap by Carnival. They're going to get away with it. Ho to Sturkey, and Hall is just going to have to give it back. And Herget. Oh, my goodness. What an athletic play there by Pavon and Heron, as what a rally we have going here. Sturkey not able to finish it off as Herget's going to get his third attempt. He keeps it alive. Carnival. What is going on here on that far side? McLaughlin. Ford. Herget just has to play a free ball. Ho sets it up for Heron, and there it is. My goodness, they got everyone storming the court on that point. Wow. That's got to be the best point of the game so far.
New Canaan's bench just erupted.
Holy moly. Heron not taking his foot off the gas here as they want more. Herget trying to slow him down. They can't.
My goodness.
Error there by, I think, the numbers that they showed, it was Chris Masick there.
I was about to say, if he gets that over, which he did.
He did get it over, but unfortunately that whistle was blown. Thomas Herget now going to try and slow things down for the Blue Wave and take momentum. Powerful serve there by Herget, saved by Sturkey. And Herget isn't able to return the favor as the Rams are just piling points on top of each other, and they're not letting the Blue Wave claw back. They're still up 6.
Rams are rolling right now. Can't stop them. They're going full speed right now.
Ooh. Heron and Hall both subbed out for the Rams. They're going to take a little breather here. Cruz to Ford. His kill attempt is blocked. Park sets it for Sturkey. And it just falls in between Kroos and Carnival. They both just watched it fall as they thought that kill attempt was going right to the back near Ford and Herget. Instead, the Rams get their 14th point and make it a 7-point lead. Park, dig there by Herget. Ford, the shove attempt. Sturkey is going to try and keep it up, and it's just going to go into the stands there. Good effort, though.
You know, Darien has to go on a run right now. You know, this is going to come down to the wire on this set.
8-14. The Blue Wave down 6. Ho sets it on that far side from McLaughlin. It's blocked. And the Blue Wave, they're going to try and mount a comeback here and just try and close this out in 3. I think that's what they want to do. They want to get out of here. They don't want to waste so much energy. They just want to finish this game right now. It's Carnival. Pavon with the dig. Sturkey. McLaughlin easily taken there. And that's going to be a point for New Canaan there. So that ball is going to hit the baseline.
Looked like Darien wanted a touch there.
And to be honest, I think one of the players did touch it from our angle. I think New Canaan may have gotten lucky. As McLaughlin, we haven't seen mistakes from him yet today. There's one there on a serving miscue as we have a sub here for Darien. Petros is going to come in for the junior Wheeler. Kroos gives it to McLaughlin. Ford saves it. It's going to go over the net and out on that far line. Buchanan's going to get the point.
You know, it's rare for Darien to be looking up at that scoreboard and saying they're down by 6. You know, they've always been in control every single game. So I'd like to see what they want to do here.
Little shove shot there, saved by McLaughlin. And Ho returns the favor on Cruz. What a play there by Dylan Ho. We have the second timeout of the set, and the Rams bench is getting fired up. 17-10, the Rams holding strong here. They are up 7. What have we seen so far from the Rams that has just put them ahead?
You know, I don't know what was said in that huddle during that time between the second and third set, but man, if I was in that huddle, I'd be fired up, honestly. You know, it says it on the scoreboard right now. New Canaan has a 7-point lead. They want to keep this lead. They want to force a forced set and not let Darien run away with this game.
You're exactly right there. And I think, obviously, just how successful both these coaches are. You don't want to count out LaRusso and the Blue Wave. I mean, she's been coaching for almost over 40 years. She has so much experience and just one of the best volleyball coaches that the state of Connecticut has seen in in many years, and you just don't want to count, especially with the talent that they have between Herget and Ford. You're never going to count them out here, and obviously they know that they're up 2-0. They just want to close it out right now. But New Canaan, they want to try and come in here and mount a comeback. Gross, soft serve there. The free ball to McLaughlin. Set up for Heron. Save there by Blue Wave. Ford's kill attempt. That is good. Gets the right arm of Masick. He's not able to get underneath it. And the Blue Wave get the first point out of the second timeout. Ford gets it over there. Pavon set by Holt on the other side. And McGrath isn't able to get the block as the New Canaan Rams are going to get the ball back here. They're holding strong, up 7 still.
You know, Darien's going to have to figure out something here to stop the Rams from winning this set. You know, the Rams are only a couple points away from securing this set, so I'd like to see what they want to do.
Oh, it looked like Petros was going to do a little just soft shot there. Instead, he just pushes it deep. Pavon was not ready for that one there. Now the Blue Wave going to try and mount something back here with Miller. Little discussion there between Ford and that near side referee here. See. And that's out. Good recognition there by Pavon. He put his hands up and then dropped them once he saw where that ball was headed. Great play there by the Rams. Sturkey, powerful serve there. And it hit Petros. I think he was going to try and avoid it because that ball was going out. He tried jumping up, and instead that ball smacked him right in the shin. Sturkey got lucky there, but the power he had underneath it helped him get the point for the Rams. Unlucky there by Sturkey as the Blue Wave. They're going to get the serve back as the score is 20-13. The Rams still holding strong here. As now Wheeler is going to come back in here as it's his serve. Pavon up to Ho. Heron right in between Ford and Miller. And look at him. He is hype. Just wrestling around with all of his teammates there as he's going to organize a huddle. They want to close this third set out and try and avoid the sweep against their arch rival here, the Darien Blue Wave. Heron smacks it over, and that is out. I think a little bit of that adrenaline got to him as that ball went sailing over that back line, and now Herget's going to get a chance to try and mount a comeback.
You know, all of New Canaan right now is fired up. Looking at that scoreboard, they have the lead. I wouldn't be surprised if they run away with this.
Herget, it's a lot of power underneath it. And the dig there by McLaughlin is going to go over the net. Gross. Oh, and here comes Sturkey. He's going to try and argue the point. I think he's going to try and call it on a shove on Carnival, that it wasn't a hit. Oh, no. Little agreement there. So now we are back and underway here. Herget for the Blue Wave. Save there by Sturkey. And McLaughlin hits it right in the middle of the circle of Blue Wave players, and they are 3 points away from claiming their first set of this series. (22-15), set 3. The Blue Wave up 2-0 as Park fires it behind the line. I think now that's 4 serving miscues this set from the Rams, but despite that, they are holding strong. They are up 7 on this tough Blue Wave team. Carnival gets it over. Sturkey, Ho, Masek, saved there by Kroos. Ford's going to tap it over there. Easy for Sturkey. And Ho's going to do a little shove shot there. Doesn't work. Kroos is going to return the favor there. And that ends the point there. McLaughlin's kill attempt does not work out. But Ho and Kroos just returning each other the push shot favors there.
You know, it's becoming a little trend.
Oh,
Kroos
yeah.
trying to do it.
Kroos was 3 for 3 on that type of shot on that first set. And ever since then, the Rams tried firing back as Carnival gives the ball back to the Rams here. As they got to start doing something now if they want to try and win this set and close it out. But now you have debatably the most powerful server on this Rams team, McLaughlin. Gross. Ford saved up by Park. Sturkey and Ho just going to play a free ball. Gross. And that's out. That is out. Good play there by Nolan McLaughlin. It is now set point for the Rams.
You know, the Rams are in Darien's head right now. They're getting frustrated with themselves.
McLaughlin gets it over. Herget gets the easy dig as Ford. Oh
my.
I think that bench would have went crazy if Ho's block attempt went in.
This gym would have erupted.
Oh,
my
know.
God.
I mean, if you just look at the, just in the net right now, you just have both DeGraff and Ho just standing in the middle of the height comparison. It's incredible how much Ho is able to do at his height. The vertical he has is just incredible.
Darien's going to try to call back in this one.
It's the Blue Wave got that last point there. Pavon, McLaughlin, Sturkey to try and close it out, and there it is. DeGraff couldn't get the block over the net, and the Rams avoid the sweep. And if they win this next set, they tie it up at 2 apiece.
We're going to take a short break here. We'll be right back.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org/donate. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.
We are back here for the 4th set now. The Blue Wave has won the first 2, and the Rams just claimed this 3rd set. They took over knowing that they wanted to avoid the sweep. What did we see in that 3rd set?
You know, I think New Canaan just started to decide to wake up. You know, they were letting Darien get away with little cheeky points, like Krause's little drop shot, whatever. But, you know, New Canaan has all the momentum right now. Going into this 4th set, I want to see maybe them tie it up, make it a little interesting.
See, yeah, they clearly have all the momentum there. they started strong and ended strong. And that narrative is just whatever team starts out on fire early in the set, they end up claiming that set. And that's what New Canaan did in that third set. Darien wasn't able to claw back at all. New Canaan already broke their huddle with head coach Amy Warren. Now they are huddling up themselves in the middle of court. As now the Blue Wave, they're going to return and try and finish this off and claim the season series as they won 3-2 against the Rams on April 12th earlier this month. Here we go. Have the final substitutions here as Carnival is gonna take a seat. And you know it's time when New Canaan is just stomping on the bleachers. It doesn't matter whether it's at home or away. They are always there to support their team. As Masick is gonna start for the Rams.
Oh.
And rare mistake there by Herget. It was a soft serve there by Masick. He didn't get it properly. I think it hit his shoulder, and that made it tough for Kroos as he couldn't save it. That time Herget's able to get as Kroos sets it up for Ford on that far side. And Ho and Heron could not get it as the Blue Wave get the second point of this set. Ho up to Heron, the shove, save there, Cruz clearing traffic there for Ford as he's able to get the second point on Ho and Heron. Now you have Darien stomping all over the bleachers. They know they want to end this right now.
Darien's not going to let up until that final point.
You're exactly right. As the Rams claim that fourth point, we are now tied at 2 apiece. Hold. Nope. They're just clearing up some things with the Blue Wave players. The Rams stopped celebrating in case that the point was just switched over to the Blue Wave. It was not. Now Ho. Ooh. My goodness. Dylan Ho, the sophomore, just sent 3 Blue Wave players on the ground for the fourth ace by the fourth ace combined for both teams today. Ho, high arcing serve there, recovered by Herget. Shot hits the ceiling there, and that's going to be a point given to the Rams. The Rams starting this set out early, 4-2. I think that momentum is carried over from that third to this fourth set. And I think if the Rams do end up winning this set, they are going to have the edge despite the Blue Wave having a way better record. That serve by Ho goes past that back line. And now it's going to set up Bryce Ford to try and get the Blue Wave in front.
You know, for Darien, you got to have a mindset like nothing's going to be given to you. You got to fight every point.
Exactly. Both Ho and Ford return each other's favors, and now it's going to set up Benji Sturkey, and the Rams push their lead back up to 2. Little shove there by Herget, and it's going to be a New Canaan point. Herget ran into the net there, hitting Hall right in the chest. And the Rams going to get another point there. Sturkey on that near far corner. The momentum carries on for the Rams as Benji Sturkey pushes the Rams to get their 4th ace of this game.
He looked kind of shocked that he got that.
I know. I think he thought that was going out there. Sturkey. He doesn't get the friendly bounce from the net there as the Blue Wave get a well-needed point there. They're down 3 early, 7-4. See the libero here for the Blue Wave. Jackson Miller now. Try and mount a run here for the Blue Wave to keep up.
It's a great serve.
It's a great serve and a bad mistake there by Nolan McLaughlin. Went right through his hands. Pavon was not able to run back fast enough and get it. Miller. Oh, wow. Miscommunication there again by Pavon and McLaughlin.
Back-to-back aces.
Yep, you're right. That is back-to-back aces there for the Blue Wave. And Miller, he is mounting something here. However, New Canaan's noise level still not lowering one bit. Pavon. Hold on here. Buchanan can't argue the point. Ho did not touch that ball, and it went right over the net for the Blue Wave. And that's just going to be an error there by the referees. However, they've done a great job so far today keeping this game fair. As McLaughlin's just going to have to play a free ball over there for the Blue Wave. Cruz set up there for Carnival. The cheap ball's not going to work there. Second free ball in a row there for the Rams. Herget kept alive there. Ho to McLaughlin, and that ball is going to hit on the edge of the Darien bench. And the Blue Wave have won 4 straight points and reclaimed the lead.
This wave is rolling right now.
Blue Wave are going to fire away here as Miller hits the top of the net there, and New Canaan ties the game back up. Masek is going to check in here for Bavon. Heron gets it over there, saved by Ford. Gross, Herget. Heron's able to easily get it there. McLaughlin, the shove there. It's going to be deflected there by Cruz and out of bounds. The Rams retake the lead there, 9-8. Good attempt there by the Blue Wave. Does not work out for them as they are staying with the Rams, who in these past 2 sets have been taking control. And Heron's serve, that's going to hit the net. And the Blue Wave are going to get the serve right back, and this time it's for number 13, Jackson Wheeler.
You know, he had to wait.
Or Jack Wheeler.
Darien player had to tie his shoe.
Yeah.
Screwed his setup a little bit.
Might have thrown him off a little bit. Sturkey, back-to-back errors for both of the senior captains. And that's going to give them the tie and then now the lead. The Blue Wave up 10-9 here as Jack Weir is going to keep on going. Sturkey, kill attempt there by McLaughlin, saved there by Miller. Set there by Herget. Kept alive, Masek. Near side, McLaughlin blocked over there. And it's going to be a net violation there by the Blue Wave, Carnival. And the Rams get a well-needed point there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Great effort there by the Blue Wave, especially by Herget to keep it alive. But the Rams end up winning that point because of a net violation. Park gets it over. Miller hits the deck, keeps it alive though. Far away kill attempt there, recovered by the Rams. McLaughlin.
What a save.
Great play there by Ford and Herget to keep it alive as the Rams are going to keep firing away. And it pays off for the Blue Wave. My goodness.
What a great job by Ford and Herget. My goodness.
Whew. That was incredible. The effort there displayed by the Blue Wave on that point gets them the lead right back. And Herget behind to serve here. Oof, another serving miscue. This time it's by Thomas Herget and the Blue Wave.
You know, you can't have these serving errors late. It's gonna.
You're exactly right. This is kind of what happened in that first meeting between both these teams. And New Canaan ended up committing more, especially in that fifth set. And there it is, Nolan McLaughlin again. Another serving error from one of these teams, and it's just giving points back and forth. And eventually they're going to start to mean something, especially when you get later into these sets. McLaughlin, Ho, to Sturkey. It's blocked up by Cruz. He's going to get it back to set it for Ford. Sturkey's going to play a free ball there. Cruz back to Ford. That's out. That's behind the back line. McLaughlin did not even attempt to run for it. And the game is tied. 24 points in. You would usually see one of these teams start to maybe take a little lead, but it is still dead even here. Cruz, far side forward. The block by Heron does not work. And the Blue Wave, they're just going to keep on trading points back and forth.
Gotta love these close rivalry games.
I do too. This is incredible. Cruz, Pavon. Ho with the set near side. Sturkey.
Oh my.
Saved up by one hand by DeGraff. Ford. It's tipped by the Rams. And the Blue Wave take a 2-point lead, their biggest lead of the set.
What a rally there.
Oh, man.
Wave kept himself in that one.
Yeah, this is getting intense now. Ho for Heron. The shove shot.
He's very upset with that one.
Heron was upset. He thought that was in.
I think it might have been out. It might be a violation of him.
Maybe it was violation. Maybe they're calling just like a push and not actually a hit. Heron tries to take some anger out on that one there, but it is blocked by DeGraff. Liam Hall checks in here now for Mason Park. Dylan Ho up with the serve. Kept up there by Miller. Cruz, Herget. McLaughlin running for it, out of bounds. Ho playing a free ball, easy for DeGraff. Far side, it is placed perfectly there as the Blue Wave extend their lead, 16-13. And we're gonna have a timeout.
You know, it's pretty even right now. I don't think there's not one team with full momentum.
No, not yet. And I think a lot of it from the Rams is just carried on from that third set. And they started out early, and they tried to huddle up in the middle of the court just themselves, the players that were playing, and Warren called them over. They wanted to talk it over. And I think, too, that the reason why was because a lot of their players were getting a little bit upset with some of the calls that the referees were making. So maybe she just wants to use this to calm down.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that the New Canaan Rams are very happy with the refs right now. You know, Heron was vividly upset.
Yep.
With that call that she just made, but you know, refs are gonna make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, so you know we're just gonna have to play on with it.
Exactly. 16-13, the Blue Wave up 2-1 in sets right now. The Rams not giving up just yet. They don't want to get swept by their arch rival, and they are not going to. as they're going to try and tie it up and carry the momentum from their third to fourth, and then hopefully to their fifth set they can get it there. Meanwhile, on the Blue Wave side, they're going to try and close it out. They tried closing it out on that third set to, one, get the sweep in this matchup, but to get the season series sweep where they won 3-2 on April 12th. But that cannot happen. But they're going to try and close it out. And this fourth set, they are up 16-13. There's the ace there out of the timeout by the senior captain, Bryce Ford. And the Rams can't let them creep too far ahead now. The lead has increased to 4.
The Rams just sat back and watched that go right past all of them.
See what the Blue Wave do. McLaughlin saved up by Ho, and it goes over the net and out of bounds. The Blue Wave making a lot of noise now. 18-13. You can't really let them hit that 20 mark with you still sitting at 13 points. See what the Rams can do here. That's a well-needed point there if you're New Canaan. That is a very well-needed point. As another serving miscue there. This time the Blue Wave is committed. And Benji Sturkey now, one of the better servers on this Rams team, is up. Play conservative there. Herget gets the dig easily. He's going to get the kill attempt, and that goes way past the baseline.
The refs just both looked at each other like, who's going to make the call? They were not sure whatsoever.
They thought it got tipped because of how far it went.
That's what I thought, too. It looked like Herget was upset, too, that didn't get called tip.
Just too much power underneath it. Miller keeps it up. Gross over to Ford. Set again. This time,
wow.
Sturkey keeps alive. McLaughlin. Sturkey does not pay it off. The line judge wanted to signal down to the center referee because I think of a violation by the Rams. Instead is played on, and Darien still ends up getting the point anyways. Six points away for the Blue Wave to close out this season series. Here comes Miller. Ho sets it deep for McLaughlin there. Kept alive by the Blue Wave. Ford, Petros. Oh my goodness. Wow. The athleticism there by Ho and Heron. I thought that ball was going over on that bump by Sturkey. Instead, it was just set by Ho, and Heron was able to get up high enough and just tap it over.
He got way up there. My God.
19-16 now. Heron. Gross. Herget off the net, kept up. McLaughlin. Ho is just going to play a free ball there.
No.
And miscommunication there between Herget and Carnival. And the Rams are starting to claw back now. 19-17. 3 straight points for the Rams. And here comes Heron. Kept alive there by Ford. Herget. Blocked by Masick. Kroos keeps it up. Herget on the second effort. Does not work. Ho. McLaughlin plays it cleanly. Saved there by Ford. Herget on the third effort. Saved this time by Heron. McLaughlin couldn't
block there.
Mistimed the jump, and he couldn't get it over the net. Crucial mistake there by the Rams, and now the Blue Wave have hit the 20-point mark. And now it is crunch time if you're the Rams. Have to make something happen here. Junior Jack Wheeler up to serve. Sturkey. Oh, Masick blocked by Carnival. McLaughlin's going to get a chance. This time it's blocked by Gross. Ho sets it again, and Masick isn't able to get it. This set was too close to the net. Carnival and Cruz on the defensive end for the Blue Wave. Help give them another point.
For the Rams, so you can't have any errors. Oh, and
Wheeler's serve soars past the net, and the entire Rams team. Freebie there for the Rams. They are only down 3 now as Heron's going to take a breather. Now they are sitting at a small lineup here, which we've seen earlier in some of these previous sets, and they just they just haven't worked. Herget, the behind the head pass. Park hit the deck because he thought he had to get it. Masick ended up going for it, and there was no one else in the area that could reach for it. 22-18 now. Herget, power serve off the net, makes it easier there for Sturkey. Near side McLaughlin off the tip. Couldn't be kept alive there by Herget off the tip by Kroos. The Rams still sticking with it.
This is where the run comes for the Rams. You really need a big run here.
Let's see how conservative McLaughlin plays the serve. Obviously, you don't want to give the serve back to the Blue Wave, and he's going to play this very conservative. Miller, Kroos, Ford. The combo there by the Blue Wave just could not be stopped. And the Blue Wave are starting to take control. They're only 2 points away. And I think at some point you're going to have to put Heron back in if you want to make some effort to claw back into this thing. Carnival. Line drive right to McLaughlin. Sturkey. Saved by Herget. Ford on that far side. And they are now at match point as McLaughlin let that one go, and he paid the price.
Darien 1 point away from sweeping the. Oh, we got a timeout on Canaan.
And we're going to have a timeout here as the entire Darien section just going to stomp on the bleachers here.
You know, hopefully it's not the last time these two teams see each other.
Exactly right. You say that right now, and like you just have the incredible matchup between these arch rivals and just two of the best teams, especially in the FCIAC and obviously in CIAC. It's just crazy how we're just lucky that we can watch both these teams play each other twice this year, and hopefully it's not the last time, especially if the Rams can reach some sort of playoff contention here, as if the Blue Wave win this, they're going to be in a really, really good spot to make playoffs and even be the 1 seed, which they've just done constantly for years. Both teams break the huddle here. And obviously, just talk about the success of both these teams. Darien has won 3 straight Class L titles. Sturkey's going to get an attempt there. It's going to be tipped by DeGraff, and it's going to go out of bounds. The Rams staying alive here. And now Heron's checking in.
Can't have any errors here.
Here we go. Masick has to carry this team all the way behind the line. Easy for Ford. He's going to get it back. Kept alive by McLaughlin. The free ball is placed nicely there by Heron.
That was really close.
It got Wheeler off of his feet. He didn't know what to do there in that situation. And the Rams are only 3 points away by keeping themselves alive. I don't think either of these lineups are going to change for the rest of this set here unless it goes into a win-by-2 situation. And that's a net violation there. And here we go. Timeout by the Blue Wave. They needed to win 5 points in a row. They've done 3 so far.
You know, Darien only 1 point away.
Exactly.
From winning.
What do you think? What do you think LaRusso's telling her team right now, especially just needing 1 point?
You know, I think she's telling him just to calm down. You know, we have only a 2 point lead now, but we just need 1 more point. We win this game.
Exactly. I think obviously the Darien players know that, and the satisfaction that they can get of having the season series over the Rams would be huge. They're not going to back down now, though, as the Rams just going to keep continuing playing with confidence, high motivation here. It's obviously high stakes, 24-22, 2-1 in sets, match point for the Blue Wave. The Rams started the season 3-1. And if they lose this game, they potentially fall to 5-5. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Blue Wave, if they lose this game, they would go to 8-2. But if they just win this next point, they increase themselves to 9-1. Forward, Cruz for the win, blocked by Heron. And that's going to be another point for the Rams. All they need is one.
Never say die.
My goodness. Obviously, Massic's going to play this serve conservatively here, and that's exactly what he does. Herget, Cruz for the win. It's just going to play it up there by Ford. Free ball for the Rams. Heron, it's blocked.
Oh my God.
They keep it alive. Ho, near side, Sturkey, and I think it was tipped.
They give it to Darien.
And no, they're going to call the game there.
Wow.
My goodness, what a finish to this game. The Rams need to win 5 straight points. They get 4. And that's your final here from the main gym in Darien High School. The Darien Blue Wave claim the season series against their arch rivals, New Canaan Rams, 3-2 in the first game. And in this game, 3-1. Do you have any final takeaways from this game?
I mean, this was a great match. I'd love to see these two teams again. They'll probably see each other in playoffs, hopefully. But, you know, Darien on a winning streak right now.
Exactly. They haven't lost a game since their first against Simsbury. Since then, they are 9-0. Currently, the Blue Wave, they are sitting at 9-1. Meanwhile, the Rams fall to 5-5, sitting at 500. And they've got Stamford, Richfield, and Greenwich all coming up. Meanwhile, on the Darien side, they got Bridgeport Central, Norwalk, and Stamford. Before we go, we would just like to thank our crew. Obviously, this is a DAF and NCTV joint broadcast production. We try and stream all of the matchups between these two teams as much as possible. We'd like to thank Joseph and Kenny Arungatigwe on replay and camera, Thomas Erebar as our producer, John Frieders also on camera, Andrew Maslow on graphics, I'm Ethan Bonner, and Michael McCormack as your commentators. We'd also like to thank our DAF advisor, Damian Andrews, and our NCTV advisor, Roman Cebulski. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this Friday afternoon. We will see you next time.